din tata dinda din takatturdhom din tata dinda din takatturdhom din tata dinda takatturdhom 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 thangde thangde thangde.
So once again, good afternoon, IBA. That's wonderful. Yeah. So as we all know, that the time is changing constantly, boosting new technologies such as big data, and corporate investments making the value more, creating an expensive world. So we are going through a financial, stressful world now. And I'm here to go ahead and propose you, with modesty, a new way to overcome the financial environment. So my journey started when I was having a conversation with one of my friends who is a data scientist. He was trying to explain me a study, which was so beautiful. Why did I say that? The study was of collections of scrapbooks of students of Michigan. These scrapbooks consist of their experience in the University of Michigan at the time of their campuses. Now, these scrapbooks were covering different subjects, starting from class rivalries, class reunions. It started from architecture to dance. It covered each and everything. So he was trying to explain me the study, where I would be showing you one after the other. Yeah. Initially, he started explaining me when was these data being captured. So data started capturing since 1806 and steeply got increased to 1990 and fall down for 1930. Perhaps by then we might have our mobile phones. So next, he was also telling me about the different subjects which covered the scrapbooks with the races of the popularity. He was telling students have chosen their hobbies maximally to photography, athletics, dance, theaters, and falling down subsequently to planning holidays, class rivalries, and steeply down to cross-dressing and class reunions. No one wants to get it together. So following, he was also trying to break down these subjects with the popularity of gender to see the significant difference between men and women. For women, the subject of interest were dance, as usual, theaters, photography, and the least interest subjects were class reunion, cross-dressing, and so on and so forth. When we compared that with men, we found that major of their subjects were athletics, class rivalries, and photography, and planning holidays. And it steeply decreased to class reunions, and so on and so forth. He did not stop it here. He was continuing more and more explaining me about the survey. Now, he was trying to compare one subject with the other and trying to correlate between the two subjects. For example, he was trying to compare the data which was there for dance, correlated with theaters, music, and athletics. Whereas the subjects which were not correlated were cross-dressing, outside activities, and marching. So he was explaining again and again. But explaining the data is not the end of the story, because he still needs to deliver the survey to others. Being an analyst, I barely understand visualization. While he was telling me the entire survey, I was struggling to understand each and every bit. The next day morning, I went to my dance class, where my teacher, to invoke passion inside me, told, "You can dance anything," which pushed me to think, why can't we explain the entire analysis in the form of a dance? We don't find dancers anywhere. So this made to realize that visualization tools are scumbags. They are like the apsaras, whose only purpose is to distract the Vishwamitras who are driving your businesses. He is the Vishwamitra, though. So a famous quote from Eric Skedmore, few years past, he says, "We are generating data 2 days, so much than we were generating since the dawn of time till 2003. So we do use data in our day-to-day purposes. We go ahead and make business presentations, team gatherings, analyze modules for future projects. But when we check with the data, we use the tools which are already available. These tools have complex ideologies and harder to understand infographics, which would definitely be looking good, but would not serve the purpose of the data. So, what is the solution? Rather, we can go ahead and hire dancers who would be able to articulate the vision of the data, and who would be able to significantly tell the differences between one data set and the other. Imagine our politicians using dance to explain why we should ban a Bollywood movie and why we should bail out a Baba. It would definitely help. Another quote from a renowned economist, Ronald Trosher, says, "If you torture your data, it will confess. I beg to differ, because I say if you dance your data, it would express." This is not a new idea. This idea was there since the era of Sri Krishna Deva Raya. Ministers who were not able to confront the king, they used to take the help of the court dancers to go ahead and express their views. In this way, they were able to pass wisdom to the king. Now, as Shakespeare quotes, "All the world is stage, and men and women are merely players." Why can't we bring in the amalgamation of dance and business together? Dance can go through the business and make us work more efficiently. So, you might be asking me, how would you be able to represent a crucial and confidential data with dance? Yeah, I do have a solution for that as well. You know how? Hiring a dancer and giving him the data, who would be able to represent the data with a new technique called as lab annotation technique, where one posture of the dancer would equals one data set. Other posture, other data sets. Combining all of them together, we would be able to give a big picture of time-varying data evolution. We can hire another dancer who would be able to go ahead and decode the data. So we are employing dancers in corporates as well. Today, we have thousands of dancers who have professional degree. Out of them, only 2 of them are performing. So rather than eliminating the public funding of the artist, why can't we bring them back to work and make them useful? This is not a new idea, as I was telling, and similar kind of dancing techniques were being used in different fields all around the world and are showing exceptional results. There was a similar program which was being run by scientists of MIT who were representing that theses in the form of a dance, and the program was called Dance Your PhD. So here I come to an end with my talk. Perhaps in the future, there might be a technology more powerful than dance be invented, rendering dance as a useless tool of expression. Perhaps by then, we can still afford to sit in the audience and visualize the human form in motion. Thank you.
tam 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 udanitom tananam tadaradim nadaradim tanana tam 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 udanitom tananam tadaradim nadaradim tanana tam 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 udanitom tananam
nadaradim nadaradim tadaratam tam tam udanitom takadom nadaradim nadaradim tadaratam tam tam udanitom takadom nadaradim nadaradim tadaratam tam tam udanitom takadom nadaradim nadaradim tanana tam 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 udanitom tanana tadaradim nadaradim tanana tam 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 udanitom tanana tadaradim nadaradim tanana sarima pada pama pada sa ma pada rima pa sarima da sa nadaradim tanana tam sari sari ma rima pa ma pada ma re re ma ma pa ma pa pada da pa pada da sa da pa ma re sari ma pada sa da pa ma re sari ma pada sa da pa ma re sari ma pada tam tam
da 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 sa da pa sa pa da sa re ga ma ga re sa da pa ga pa da da pa ga re sa re ga pa ga 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 re sa da sa re ga pa ga re sa re ga pa da sa re ga